Hey guys, back with another how-to video, this time showing you how to read naked charts. Here you'll learn how to use just support, resistance, and trend lines to interpret a stock's chart. Let's get started. So first I want to explain what all these terms mean. Naked charts are essentially charts that have no indicators on them. This includes moving averages and other types of studies you would put on your charts. When I first started trading, I was always using indicators and studies on my charts. Specifically, I'd look at the 9 exponential moving average, the 20 exponential moving average, the 50 simple moving average, the 200 simple moving average, the RSI, the MACD, the VWAP, and also the Ichimoku cloud. It's kind of ironic that as I started learning more about trading and I started adding more and more indicators on my charts, I then realized that these indicators weren't as useful as I thought they were, and then I started removing more and more indicators from my charts. And at the end, I ended up being right where I started with no indicators at all. Although I don't use indicators or studies on my charts, I do draw on them. This helps me better assess how the stock reacts at certain price levels. The price level lines that I'm drawing are support and resistance lines. These lines work as predetermined barriers in which the stock price will not break, or at least have difficulty breaking. The support is the bottom barrier, in which the stock price is unable to get below. The resistance, as you would guess, is the top barrier, in which the stock price struggles to get above. Trend lines can be support or resistance lines, except instead of being horizontal at a specific price level, these lines are sloped with the stock so that the price level barrier changes over time. Support and resistances aren't always the same. Some of them may be stronger than others. That's why I classify them into 3 categories. I call them weak, moderate, or strong. Weak support and resistance I define as one that has been repeatedly broken, or that also the closing price is able to hold over this barrier. Here I have an example of weak support on the stock Palantir. Right at 22.5, you can see that this level has been tested and broken multiple times. Not only that, but the stock price has been able to hold below this level 1, 2, 3 times in the past. And because we see it break and not hold, we know that this is a weak support. Moderate support and resistances rarely have their barriers broken, and if so, the price of the stock will never close over these barriers. Here you can see an example of a moderate resistance line on Google. Right at 2110, you can see that Google has rarely been able to break above this level. While it has been able to break over this level, you also see that it has never been able to close above this level. The last type and best type of support and resistances are strong. These levels are never tested and never broken. You can see an example of strong resistance on the stock chart of Nvidia right here. Right at 560, you see that the stock has been unable to get above this price. It was close on this day, yet if you look at the highs, it only got to 559.97. Close, but still not able to break. And you see it not break until here, and when it finally does break, you see it lead higher as a breakout should go. It's important to realize that types of support and resistances can change over time. You could have a strong support where you have a fake breakout and then you have to downgrade it to moderate, or that fake breakout could hold over the close, whereas you'd have to downgrade it to weak. Trend lines, like support and resistances, can also be weak, moderate, or strong. Unlike price level support and resistances, trend lines may have to be redrawn in order to better match the trending barrier in which we're looking for. To know if a trend line is good, you want to see how many points of contact you can find on the trend line, specifically points of reversal. If you can find many points of reversal, which we call nodes, on the trend line, then you know that this is a good trend line. Here I have examples of a bad trendline setup and a good trendline setup. On the left is the bad one, where you can see there's only 1, 2 points of contact here. And as you would expect off of this breakout, it actually ended up failing and going back down. This is clearly a bad setup. Well, on the right here, you can see this is a pretty good setup. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points of contact before we finally see a clear break. And if we keep looking forward, we see a good breakout. Now that you understand how to look at naked charts and how to draw on them, let's discuss how we use them for trading. Some of you might be thinking this is the part that I bring up candlestick patterns. You know, bull flag, bear flag, ascending triangle, descending triangle, head and shoulders, cup and handle, double bottom, triple top. But no, instead I want to give you guys a more simplistic view. When it comes to your support, resistance, or trend line, you either think it's going to hold and pull back from that level, or you think it's going to break, leading to a breakout in which the stock rapidly moves away from that area. So with buying, you can either buy at the support, assuming that this barrier is going to hold and the stock will move higher, or you can buy at the resistance, assuming that this breakout will hold and that the stock will now shoot up. Now for selling, the opposite occurs. You can either sell at resistance, assuming that the resistance is going to hold and the stock will not move higher, or you can sell right at the support break, assuming that this breakout will hold and the stock will now move lower. I hope you guys found this tutorial to be helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below. Also, click that subscribe button if you like this video and you want to see more. Don't forget to join our Discord server, Sleep Easy Trades. Here's where I've been sharing the top 3 stocks to swing trade each day, and also where you can talk to a community of professional traders. You can find the link in the description below.